One of the bad side that has been attributed to oil palm farming is that it consumes a large expanse of land for you to cultivate. And this is basically because it's a tree crop and it's a plantation crop. So, and this particular reason is one of the reasons responsible for the fact that so many people ended up overcrowding their oil palm farm, planting more than the number of trees that's supposed to be on an acre or an hectare of their farm, because they fail to understand when you tell them on 1 acre you only have 60 trees. So it sounds crazy sometimes to some people, because how do you want to explain that on an acre of land, which is about 6 plots, you can only have 60 trees? So it's very, very insane to some people, and they ended up going out of the way to establish or to plant far beyond what is expected to be on an acre or on an hectare. On today's episode, we are going to be looking at the demerit, the disadvantage of you overcrowding your oil palm plantation. So as we all have it, the standard spacing for oil palm is 9 meter triangular spacing. So if you want to plant your oil palm doesn't have a normal spacing. This is the standard spacing for oil palm cultivation. And if you do follow the standard spacing, you'll be having about 145 on an hectare. Now, the worst you can do is to reduce the spacing to about 8.5 meter triangular, which is still very, very good. And this will allow you to have about 160 thereabout, 158, 160 thereabout on an hectare of land. So basically, on an hectare of land, you have 150 trees. On an acre of land, you have 60 trees if you are doing the right thing. Now, so many people ended up saying, okay, instead of me having just 60 on an acre, I want to put 100. And they ended up overcrowding their farmland. Now, on today's episode, we are going to be looking at the disadvantage, the bad side of you overcrowding your oil palm plantation, and the result you'll be getting if you do that. The number one thing is that if you overcrowd, you plant more than the standard number of oil palm tree on your farmland, there will be something we call competition. And the competition will be for nutrients, the competition will be for water, the competition will be for sunlight. And anytime this kind of competition is setting in, there will be it will be a result of uh, survival of the fittest. So the oil palm plant on your farm will have to compete for every other thing, and this have a negative, will definitely have a negative impact on their productivity. Now, the next thing is that whenever you have an overcrowded farmland, you are putting, it's like you are putting 50 people in a room that's supposed to contain just 30 people. You know, the room will be stuffy and overcrowded. So this is same thing with your oil palm farm. If you are having an overcrowded oil palm farm, definitely you are breeding a condition that will be favorable for disease and pest. And it has shown that when somewhere is overcrowded, the rate at which diseases can spread is even more faster, and it creates a conducive environment for the disease to breed on your farm. So that is another thing you are introducing to your farm: disease and pest infestation. Now, another thing is poor ventilation. Whenever you are having 100 trees on an acre where you're supposed to be having just 60 trees, there will be poor ventilation, and it will increase the humidity of that farmland. And when humidity increases, it breeds disease. It provides a kind of environment that is favorable for disease incubation and pest infestation on your farm. So you are doing yourself more harm than good. The fourth point we'll be looking at is that whenever you have an overcrowded farmland, an overcrowded oil palm plantation, it makes it difficult for you to manage. Now, In a very standard oil palm farm, in a very standard oil palm farm, where you have your trees well aligned in the 9-meter triangular spacing, you can easily drive your tractor, you can drive your pickup on the interrow spacing like this and pick up your fruit bunches. Do your weeding, use your tractor to do your weeding and every other thing. But in a place where you've overcrowded everything, you can never drive a tractor through your plantation. You can never drive a pickup through your plantation. There will be obstruction and it will be very, very, very difficult for you to carry out management activities. Do you get it? So, and the number 5 problem you are introducing as a result of overcrowding your oil palm plantation is that your palm tree will age faster. Now, I want to explain this more further. When you plant, so many when you plant so many crops in a place, more than the number that should be in a place, you'll find out that those crops will grow more vertically. And this is because there is no room for them to expand. There's no room for them to express their their tentacle and grow in width. So they prefer to grow apically because they want to tap from the sunlight. And then you will find out that a palm tree that's supposed to be at your chest size, at your chest height, is already taller than you because they are trying as much as possible to tap from the sunlight because plants need sunlight for photosynthesis. And another thing is that if you do overcrowding, there's something we call canopy overlapping. When canopy overlapping occur, it will make it difficult for your trees to do photosynthesis. And another thing is that it will make your bunches ripening to be delayed. So there will be kind of coverage, blocking and everything. And the bunches need sunlight for ripening. So you are creating a whole lot of problem for yourself by doing that. And lastly but not the least, all of this will now result into what we call low yield. And the essence of you establishing your oil palm plantation in the first place is for you to have high yield to make money for yourself. Now, the mistake so many people usually do is that they think having more trees on your land will give you more money. Now, having the optimum tree, the right amount of tree on your farm is what will give you more yield, not more tree that is expected. If you have more tree and they are competing for nutrients, for sunlight, for water and everything, there's disease, there's everything, they will not be productive. So at the end of the day, you find out that 10 trees on a land that are well spaced are performing more than 100 trees that are jam-packed. With this, I've come to the end of today's topic, and I hope you've got value one way or the other. If you are coming across this channel for the first time, my name is Lawal Ushalawa, and this channel is dedicated to promote sustainable and profitable agriculture. My book, How to Create Generational Wealth Through Oil Palm Farming, is still available and selling fast on seller. Is available in bookshop in Nigeria, Roving Heights Bookshop in Lagos, Ibadan, and Abuja. And you can also reach out to me on the number showing on your screen to have a copy. It's available in hard copy and soft copy. Thank you for your time and see you on the next one. Shishi.